will
do.
move on to the next topic. We talked a bit here already, but moving on to a guy who might end up on a new squad this next season. There's a new report that came out that he doesn't have a good relationship with Monty Williams, which is, it's interesting to say the least, seeing that Monty Williams just won Coach of the Year. He's a greatly respected coach. Like, for decades, like, there's plenty of other coaches who could probably give you a worse time. But for some reason, DeAndre Ayton apparently has a problem with him. That could just be smear email or smear mail. I don't know. There was another report that said he often sleeps 2 hours a night playing video games all night. I mean, I feel like it's just people making up satire at this point, like trying to pin issues on that type of shit. But DeAndre Ayton could end up on a new squad next year, and we're going to talk about where that could be. First off, I want to give my top three here. I think the Dallas Mavericks, first of all, would love to get him. That would be a fantastic get, in my opinion. I think the Portland Trail Blazers would love to get him. I think they would really transcend with a big man like him. I don't know if that's where they want to spend all their money. Maybe they can get a better player than him. But if not, I think that's a really solid get. And then you could do some sort of swap to the Atlanta Hawks, sending Clint Capella back to Phoenix. I think that's another option as well.
Yeah, those are solid options. I do think the best place would be where he is now. I think if he wants to see success, I think it's obviously the Phoenix Suns.
I think
Trailblazers is interesting. I think that would be good. I haven't thought about that. I'm not sure the defensive fit because they just need that guy, that interior presence. I mean, he's done it on the Phoenix Suns. He's proof of concept. So maybe next to Trae Young,
he'd be a lot better than what they have.
Yeah, that would be it.
And a lot better than any other option, I would think.
Yeah, and I guess that might be the most likely in trading because they could get certainly the value back from him. The teams I have are more like cap space related, where they can actually sign him. Or I mean, no team can actually sign him, but if it was a sign and trade and they have the most cap available. So I have the Spurs. Or they're my top. I think that would be amazing next to DeJounte Murray. I think that would be his team. It could be a sign and trade with McDermott and Richardson, and obviously lots of picks. But I think that would really mold into his team, and he'd be the number one option on that team for scoring anyway. Because you look at it, and DeJounte, that's just not who DeJounte Murray is, and I mean, who else on that team's going to score? So he would really get all the things.
Yeah, if he wants a bigger role, that would be a great spot for him.
And he would get to he had comparisons as David Robinson coming in, and maybe that's what he needs to to push himself to the next level, is have the same coach. He
needs some big Latina women out of San Antonio, according to Chuck. I think that's what he wants.
Yeah, maybe. But then I have the Pacers, because I talked about that would be his team actually, because he'd come in, he'd be the biggest vet, proven star, be next to Tyrese Halliburton. Obviously,
you were a free agent leaving Phoenix. Do you think you'd want to move to Indiana?
If I was, I don't know. Maybe he's like, that's too hot.
The last few years,
maybe it was just too hot in Arizona, and he's like, I gotta
go somewhere boring.
I gotta go somewhere boring. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, NBA side,
plays video games all the time apparently, so like it should be fine, right?
Yeah. What's it matter? But that way also. Turner and Hield, I assume, would be trade targets, and they'd go to the Phoenix, and I can see them working with that. I think they would like something like that. More space with the new guys, Halliburton, Duarte, whomever they draft. I think that would be nice. And like I said, it could be his team. But the last one, I think Hornets. I just said Hornets. I'm not much. Maybe the Hornets. I think LaMelo.
The Hornets would be great. Yeah, I think that would be an awesome get, no doubt. I mean, they need a big man.
They do.
They've needed one.
Oh yeah, and I mean, playing next to Miles Bridges, and assuming he's still there, if he wasn't.
Oh yeah, they're giving Miles Bridges like maybe whatever his max contract is.
Mm-hmm. So that and LaMelo Ball, I think it's certainly a different place. North Carolina, it's cool.
I mean, it's nice. It's there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad spot.
But I don't think he's leaving. But if I had to choose, I think I would love to see him on the Spurs or the Pacers. I do like the Trailblazers idea. That would be really cool. That would be nice to see him. I feel like there's
lots of teams who could use DeAndre Ayton. You know, that's the point. So it's like he's gonna get the max contract. Like that's just a matter of fact. It's funny. He definitely is mad that the Suns didn't just give him that last year.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. See, people were like, I mean, he'll always be known as drafted above Luka, and should he been? Obviously not. But he's certainly not a terrible player. I mean, he's a great player. Went to the finals, you know? Granted, that wasn't all because of him, but a lot of it was because of him, the center he played as. So, and he did a great job. He did everything you could ask for a third-year player to do to Giannis. so I'm super impressed with the guy, and I'm glad he would have been. Is he the third best player in that class behind Trey and Luka? Oh, Marvin Bagley.
It depends on if you want to take. What'd you say?
Marvin Bagley's up there. Don't forget that.
Well, Jaren Jackson, really good too.
I'd say he's better than Jaren. Certainly more durable. Jaren Jackson could barely stay on the floor.
MPJ wasn't the same draft, right?
Yeah, he was, but obviously he has injury issues too.
Yeah.
I'd still take him third, I think. But I think wherever he goes,
great player.
It doesn't matter because I think the Phoenix Suns are just going to re-sign him. I think they're just going to run it back.
But if he's causing issues and like he wants to leave, like they should work with him to make a trade. Otherwise, it's just going to tear the locker room apart even further. I mean, they just lost by almost 50 points, but instead, like it ended up around like 36 because obviously they let up. We all know. But fucking. Like that team's gonna fall apart after that. That's like franchise altering stuff possibly. And like Ayton is still mad about last year. Like keeping a guy around like that, it's not like 2K where you can just ignore like you know him. Like you gotta see him every day, and if he's not putting up effort and he's not having a good time, like is gonna bring the rest of the team down.
You're right. We'll see it. I mean, we'll have to see if any of the team members corroborate these accusations from media. It could just be media clout, but we'll see. We'll see if it develops into anything more. Right now, I'm not too concerned about it, but certainly there's tons of teams that would love to have him, and I think any of them are possible. And I think there's a lot of assets that the Phoenix Suns could get back for him that could keep them competitive.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the Phoenix Suns really only have like one more shot at this, so they would be smart to extend your guy who's young and, you know, see where you can go beyond this. If you can get something after Chris Paul that extends your window, because it's just looking like you're not going to win the ship with him right now. And you got to maintain your talent because you don't want the whole thing to blow up. You got to keep Booker happy.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Keep Booker happy. He'll always be your guy, but we'll see. We'll end up seeing.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
Hey, guys, like and subscribe to the video. If you guys have any ideas for videos, put them down below. If you guys want us to talk about a trade, put it below. Like, if you want us to talk about anything, put it below. Put anything below.